What's up, guys? This is going to be a casual VOD review of Renekton versus Irelia. I really like this matchup a lot. I like to take Domination Secondary, Conquer, and Domination Secondary, because I find Bone Plating and Second Win both don't really give you that much value. They both feel a little awkward. So I actually go Sudden Impact and Relentless Hunter. I think Relentless Hunter is the best secondary rune behind Sudden Impact. I think it's really, really OP. But we'll see. I try really hard to find her level 1 and fight her behind her wave. So I think the level 1 is really winning. We both pot a little bit late. But you'll see I win by, if she queued me, I win by an auto attack. By about 1 auto attack. But I go this setup every time versus Irelia. I go D-Blade. I go Conqueror. And I really try to find her level 1. Make sure you take Alacrity as well, so you don't randomly lose by 1 auto attack. And you can even, you'll see like I was tanking the range creeps too. And I can still win while tanking the range creeps for most of the 1v1. I think if you're fighting the whole 1v1 entirely inside of her wave, it might be losing. It's a bit close, but we get an extra longsword and a refill. And go back to lane. She's probably going to hit level 3 slightly before us, but Renekton is very, very good. This is a fundamental of Renekton. This situation right here, trying to break Irelia's push into us here, allows us to snowball really, really hard if we're able to do it. You can't always do it. There are certain champs you can't do this against, especially if like I wasn't hitting level 3 here. I think she should have been much more aggressive there, and it could have been kind of bad. But I was planning on being able to dash for E. If she Qs on me, dash away again. But I would really like to be able to stop her push here, if I'm able to. So I'm going to try to wait for her stacks to run out. Just barely run out, and I get a Q tap. So I'm not able to stop her push because she's playing it well. But I am able to just shit on her and kill her right by my tower. Because she's trying so hard to stop me from stopping her push, because she understands that's what Renekton would like to do. That we end up just killing her even though she got the push, right? Which is fantastic. So I'm going to stay, try and get to a pickaxe buy. If I was going full AD, if I was going, Eclipse Rush, which I think is good into Irelia, I could just recall for a Dirk there and then create the same situation again. Irelia is one of the harder champs to stop her push into you. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely harder versus Irelia, and you saw how, close to not being able to do it there. Maybe versus a better player that, caught me by surprise when I first walked into the lane. If she was able to hit stun or whatever and just play like really fast to get the wave in, I wouldn't be able to do it. That would still be fine, because I would still be able to get to my pickaxe buy and my level 6, and then I could snowball from there, because I'm still going to have a longsword advantage and a slight XP advantage. So our Zin just lost flash there. Then I see that Rel has boots and is beating my jungler's ass with only boots. A little surprising. So now she gets the wave in, and I'm in such a great spot here. Like, obviously I have a huge item lead, but also I'm going to be hitting my level 6 while she's not level 6 after being able to bounce this wave. So I can hard crash this wave, or I could just hold it here. Let's see what I do. And she's not going to hit 6 till the next wave. So the normal wave you hit level 6 on is the 5:30 wave. This is the 5-minute wave. Normally you hit 6 on the 5:30 wave. But because I got 2 extra kills of XP and didn't miss very much XP, I actually hit it 1 minion earlier than is natural. Get a little trade. I guess she's feeling desperate, because she probably knows she gets dove here. She's not able to kill me. But popping our ulti, we have 100 Fury going into this dive, or at least close to 100 Fury. And we can potentially flash to catch her off guard. We flash, she's not able to W it. Clean Panther. And now we've snowballed 3 kills, all starting off the level 1. I think my level 1s, I think I have some of the most level 1 knowledge, if not the most level 1 knowledge on Renekton out of any one trick. there are so many strats I try to do level 1. I'm not saying this strat is unique, but there are so many strats I try to do level 1 to either push my advantage as much as possible in as many matchups as possible, or to actually flip a losing matchup and be able to win it. And I think some of these strats are getting a lot more common, but the Irelia one is one that I really like. I think it's super good versus her. So for my build this game, we actually go for Shojin Rush. This is something Conductor told me to try. He tried it out and really liked it. Shojin, super broken item right now. We'll see how it feels after the 5 AD nerf. It is an expensive item. I know 5 AD doesn't sound like anything, but could make rushing it, you know, just not quite worth it. And going it over Cleaver versus someone with armor, just not quite worth it. So this is our one opportunity to die if she hits level 6 here. Doesn't hit level 6. Wow, she just dashes around. Very well played by her. I think if she stayed closer to me and hit me with ulti there as my W is running out, she actually kills me. There's something that's very frustrating about Irelia is when she does that. We space her combo out. She needed to leave, to be honest. So this whole situation looks very troll. This will be our one replay. Ruin the immersion. But she's trying to play for her level 6 here. I W late, and her Q comes back up. So she's able to dance around. Her Q is actually down here. If her Q wasn't down, or she hit level 6 earlier, I think she could have done something. But we get power Q in the wave, space her out. She looks very stupid, but what can she do? And we get another kill. So you see how close it was fighting without my ulti while her ulti is coming out. Do not fight without your ult if they have ulti or if they are in a strong position. Your ulti is everything. I came back in the lane. I didn't have Fury. I didn't have ulti. I am like a useless champion, right? We got to play around our ult. We got to play around our Fury. I was pretty sure I was taking a calculated risk and seeing whether she was hitting 6 or not. She did manage to outplay me. I messed up my W timing. I should have done it right as her W was ending. And she kited me around for 6. But if she did hit 6 earlier, I would have been able to just double dash away. Another free kill in between towers. It's nice that my jungler's here. Very helpful. Even if we don't kill her there, we can just set up, you know, a dive. Just planning on just chunking her out before Xin Zhao just flashed over. Now we have 4 plates at 8 minutes. We have 80 farm after this wave, and we have a 9-minute Shojin as Xin Zhao is getting Rift Herald. You see this game is close. Like, I'm very snowballed, but I have to play the game out well to make sure that we win. So I get first item, very expensive item, just before 9 minutes, which is really, really good when I've bought an extra longsword, boots, and a Doran's blade. Very hard to get it at 9 minutes, but I was able to snowball very hard. So I'm thinking about just leaving top here. So what I can do, because Xin Zhao still has more camps to do top, is just have him hold the wave as I go try to fix the map. Because if you look at bot lane, it's exploding. So I'm not sure exactly what I end up doing here. I decided it's not worth to go bot lane. We look for a play with Lissandra alt mid. I think it's worth the look with Xin holding top. It might have been better though, just to walk straight bot lane and make sure that they can stabilize. I think that would have been better. I think that was a mistake to not really understand the situation bot lane. Xin catches another wave. I think if he doesn't catch this wave, if Irelia, you know, stays for the plate, I'll probably end up killing her. Surprised he didn't do his red buff. So now we're just going to play to break tower, and then we'll try to... so I actually get the stop there. Queuing while you're going into a bush when someone is close to recalling is really nice. To just barely be able to get a stop. I wait for Empowered Key for the extra healing and wave clear. Giga Chad. Yeah, so we're going to break tower at 10 minutes, and then hopefully be able to save bot lane, which is currently imploding again. But because we accelerated this game so fast with our cheesy ass strats and punishing, you know, Irelia did make mistakes. She did not play perfectly. And who is going to play perfectly, right? Unless you're against, some high challenger players. Like if this was General Sniper Irelia, I'm sure he would have given me a much harder time. But I'm able to snowball really fast, faster than their bot lane is snowballing on my bot lane, who's also making mistakes, right? Like the lower elo you go, it's just fair that Irelia makes mistakes when my bot lane is making mistakes too and getting punished. Look at the cooldowns, by the way. My Q's already back up. The Shojin Rush is kind of crazy. Don't know if it'll still be good next patch, which I think coming out tomorrow. No, it already came out this week, actually. I forgot. Not sure why I was trying to force so hard here. This is a problem I've been having where I'm like, I'm strong, less force, and I just do some completely brain dead stuff. So I realize here, like, hey, if we're gonna win this game, this is actually like closer game than I realized. I need to not do that shit anymore. Because imagine if I just had flash, I reset there, and then I walked bot side. It'd be such a good situation, right? Like Aphelios can't hit this tower, he can't hit my Kai'Sa under tower, TF can't ulti down there. Like, sure, Irelia might take a couple plates top, or probably will take a couple plates top, but that's like totally fine. I need to be okay with that. If it's like a Fiora, maybe I'm not leaving tower, Fiora or Jax. But I really should have gone bot. It's a pretty big mistake. But I am still really strong. So I actually end up checking for this guy. I try to Q over the wall in case he's there. So he just made me lower, and I have Shojin. So I'm actually hunting for blood, and my cooldowns are already back up. He keeps making me lower. I keep gaining move speed. Very balanced. And we're able to catch him pretty easily while Steve's not here. And then Kai'Sa dies top to Irelia too. It's just a disaster. I'm not sure why this guy used Herald before we hit plates. We should have been able to take the whole thing pretty easily. But I don't want to end here. I'm pretty low. I don't have Gore or Sterix for healing. Easy little one shot onto TF. He can't react from the bush in time. And then this was a mistake too. Forgot about this. I left my Zins out and Janet to die because I thought Rel was dead, but she's very tanky. Okay, my bad. You'll see off stream and in high elo, I will say my bad a lot. On stream when I'm a bit more distracted and also, playing in lower elo a little more often. I will just think my team is absolutely griefing. So buy's a little awkward. I didn't decide to go Gore. That looked like I decided to go Gore Drinker just so I could afford Pickaxe, which would be pretty based, honestly. It's 100 gold cheaper than Stridebreaker is, but I decided to go. I just, clicked on the wrong item. I was always going to go Gore Drinker this game versus their team comp. I just have a lot of melees, 2 champions that can only dive, and I already have enough Shojin move speed from Shojin to be able to catch people. So free dragon. I let Lissandra go bot so I can, group and move into top side and be a little bit more useful.
Your turret has been destroyed.
That was pretty free. I should ping Lissandra back here. Also, I should be thinking about the TFR way more often. I could have, pinged Lissandra back much earlier than even I just said. From the TFR, I don't think I've thought about TFR a single time this game. And that's something that you really need to do at the start of the game is like, what globals do they have is a check that I really like to do at the start of the game so I can play around it. Because then you're thinking, it sets, it sets the idea in your head at the very start of the game. Like throughout this game during downtime, I'm going to think about their global abilities, whether it's Soraka ult, TF ult, TPs, whatever it is. It's really good to know that ahead of time. And just understand the enemy comp, right? They have TF Blitzcrank. They really want to play for picks. Like we have really good disengage with Janna. We have really good engage and teamfight with pretty much just all of our champions. But they really want to, you know, play for picks and then team fight off of that and really abuse, you know, TF's gold card to hit one person at a time. And then after they get, you know, a pick or an advantage that way, then they can go all in with Irelia or Rel to clean up and go crazy. Maybe a Philios, flamethrower, whatever. So I hold the wave there for Kai'Sa, not necessarily because it's worth it, but I wanted her to be less tilted. It was for the mental. Nice little easy kill. I think I was debating whether to use ult there or not. So their bot lane, I think, is too far to actually catch me here. So I just go for a little chunk. I invite them to chase me. Seems like it ends up being a little bit int. Okay, they double flash follow. Maybe if I dashed to Janna, I could live, but I didn't want her to bait her into dying. So we ended up getting 2 towers for it. That wasn't very calculated, though. I just thought they couldn't catch me. But again, the TF ult, I'm pretty sure he ulted, right? TF ult and 2 flashes, right? That's something that I have a weakness as a player, is not playing around enemy flashes. Every time an enemy flashes on me that I didn't think about it, you know, I have to preemptively think about it. Like, okay, I'm in a vulnerable spot. And then it's like a champion that, you know, has a strong flash combo, or it's just like obvious. But when it's less obvious, I tend to just not think about it at all and not play around it. So I'm like, oh, I can just flash out, and then they flash follow. I'm like, what the fuck? They have flash too? So we're building towards Steric's third. They have a lot of CC and burst. So pretty much go Steric's almost every game. Only time I'm not is when it's, you know, more DPS, maybe more mixed damage, and I want Gargoyle just to help me, you know, with the mixed damage. Or if it's like mostly range champions, or I have like a lot of frontline and I'm just more, you know, follow up and side lane, that type of thing. I think I saw a blitz somewhere. I'm not really sure. I feel okay about this. Rel's there. You can see we have vision everywhere. We can kind of do whatever we want here. Rel is super dinky. So I get stunned and can't get my Gore Drinker off. I didn't know Blitz was going to hook me over the wall. So a little bit too aggressive on that play. I think Rel is just a little too strong to... It's just not worth it to try and force into her like that. Let Aphelios like ramp up with his guns or whatever he's going to do. So it was a bit much to just play for Dragon. But a lot of the time that play will work out, especially if I have Steric's second. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my Gore Drinker off. As well as the Blitz Cook over the wall just caught me off guard. Or else it could be a decent fight for us. We're also just very weak as far as damage goes right now. You know, our Kai'Sa is behind there. Our Xin Zhao doesn't have the most damage build against something like a Rel, who's very tanky. So trying to overforce isn't the best. But we're still really strong. So just because we mess up one fight doesn't mean we're not strong anymore. We hit our 3 item spike. I don't have flash here. So especially with Steric's, I'm really down to play on a flank if they actually want to contest this. I was down to look for something mid. Blitzcrank's being annoying though, so I chunk him out a little bit. So now the game's gonna just revolve around Baron, and I'm not sure how many dragons we have, if we can just play for soul. Blitzcrank steps a little bit too far, so we just jump on him. I think... Let's see how the rest of the fight goes. Damn. We went a little bit farther again, but ends up being good overall. We're super, super, super strong. One-shotting support is one of the things that 95% of players do not do enough. Renekton is very good at it, especially full AD Renekton was good at it. But when you have Sterix, you can tank, engage and live much longer than the enemy support can. So it's really good to just jump on the enemy support when they're trying to ego you, and they will try to ego you a lot because they are the ones that want to make the pick. So good pings off here. It's just a bit too much. I don't think they're able to do it fast enough. They're all super low. Being able to ping people off early enough is really important, especially in lower elo. People are really slow to react to your pings, like really, really slow, and they might not a lot of the time. But the earlier you can, ping somebody off of something or ping someone to do something, the more likely they are to actually listen and not be set on another play or just like feel stubborn or sunk cost fallacy, whatever it is. Like I think pinging your jungler off of Herald, like so often you'll kill top lane and then you'll be 1 HP and recalling and your jungler will start Herald, right? And then the enemy jungler and top laner will get there before you and just kill your jungler on Herald, and it throws the whole game. That's a great example of just like pinging them off right away. So the game just revolves around Herald here. I'm not going to side lane much. I don't have quite enough kill pressure on side, especially versus Twisted Fate, and I don't have TP. I just want to force fights. Good flash on Aphelios. He didn't have sums this time. And we were just much stronger. That was actually... Queuing before my W there was a bit troll, and I didn't get the right timing, so it was super slow. I think he would have gotten his ult off, and I would have been very upset at myself if Janna didn't flash. But you can see we're just a monster in these fights. Like, if people are hitting me, it takes me a little too long to die for the enemy team to win fights, even though I didn't play fights that well this game. And if they're not hitting me and I see an angle, I could just flash on Aphelios and one-shot him. Like, if you're snowballed on Bruiser, you still have one-shot damage. It's, like, super insane. The only thing, as far as damage goes, that's, like, way, way worse is killing tanks is, much harder on Bruiser, especially without... Cleaver. I do like no damage to Rel. It's kind of hard. So I really didn't want to buy GA because I wanted to use the stopwatch active. So I actually tell myself here, like, I'm pretty sure I tell myself, oh, I can just, I'll let GA get used and then I'll sell it for Zhonya's if I can when it's on cooldown. I was very disappointed that I didn't get to use my active. I wanted to buy Cleaver if I could have afforded it. So now with Baron, you want to play off 2 lanes. Always just try to play off 2 lanes, but you need to, you see how I'm hovering closer to mid? You need to actually make sure that you have vision. ICW is very useful to pick with. So we push out mid wave. They're catching mid wave. Now we have numbers to move into the jungle. And if they collapse on Lissandra, we'd be able to get there pretty quickly. And now I need to go back mid. I'm the only one safe to clear it. Team can go fort bot, and then I can join them. Or I can stay on mid wave. But Kai'Sa got hooked. It's pretty, it's kind of obvious that she was going to end up dying, just the way she was so happy to face check stuff. So I'm down to look a little bit here, but only if they like overdive, which Irelia does overdive. They can't really like chase into us that hard. So I'm just continuing to play a bit slow. Take Gore Drinker off. Just threatening. Then flashes out. I dash out. Pretty good. I didn't want to lose my GA there and die. It was a little bit scary, but the Gorjunker here heal was really nice. I think maybe if these are, you know, pro players and they're able to space a little bit cleaner, or if they're just different champions that maybe they have a slow, or Blitzcrank isn't Blitzcrank and he has, you know, like a speed up like Enchanter, maybe, you know, that goes bad for us. Could have gotten power W there, I think. But I wasn't going to commit for this, but then Lissandra TP'd. Did we go for it? Nice little pick. I missed my E somehow. It's not possible, but I did. I would just get 2 free kills. Pretty good. We have a wave coming in mid. So it seems like we just have an angle to end the game here. I have GA, so I don't mind getting it popped. Easy one shot onto Aphelios. Just trying to force things, you know? I'm just trying to force things, bait them into us so we can end the game. Super easy. It's really valuable, a really valuable skill in Bruiser Renekton to be able to bait people for your team to kill them. It's very, very important. You'll see all the best Bruiser Renekton players are very good at doing that. So nice little carry. We end up 16, 3, and 11. Hopefully this, you know, taught you a little bit about the Irelia lane and some of my strategies. As well as, you know, I made a lot of mistakes in fights this game, but I pointed, you know, some of them out. Hopefully you can learn a little bit about when you should be super aggressive and when you shouldn't be, and just sort of the flow of fights as Bruiser Renekton. Maybe Cleaver, maybe just going, you know, a slightly different build like Gorjunk or Cleaver could have been a little bit better this game, just because Rel was very hard to kill. And I think, you know, I was one of the stronger people on my team to actually deal with her since Kai'Sa was so weak. I'm not sure, but let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope to keep making these if you guys like them, and I'll catch you in the next one.